Adam Silver stated yesterday, or I saw it in a Front Office Sports article, he wants a female NBA coach within 5 years. Is this a good priority for the NBA to have a female head coach within 5 years?
I don't think it's any time. Can we be very honest about this? And this is Fearless Friday, right? In the deepest recesses of these players' minds, none of them want to be coached by a woman. I think they tolerate the assistant coaches. I think in the football, they think, okay, I guess we got to listen to them. But the reality is, at that level of sports, they want male leadership. Now, it may not be the leadership of 30, 40 years ago, Bobby Knight and Bill Parcells and guys of that ilk. They don't want to listen to a woman. I mean, honestly, you know what's funny? And then in 10 years, if Adam Silver is still, unfortunately, the commissioner of the NBA, he's going to put a timeline on wanting a transgender coach, that it's about that time. And then in 15 years, it's going to be, okay, RuPaul is calling for a 20-second timeout. I'm sorry. This is another publicity stunt. I mean, you want to turn people off. But you know what the most used phrase would be from that poor NBA team, that poor squad, that would have to go through this social experiment? The thing that they would mutter under their breath after every practice or a loss or a game they didn't like, and again, I'm going to excuse my language, they're going to be like, bitch, please. That's going to be used a million times. You know it's true, Jason. Be honest, Jay. You know, please, is going to be used a lot. They'll be like, nothing. You know that's true. Look, I'm not Herb Street. I'm Kim. This is where we go. This is what we do. You wanted the 59 minutes. I'm just packing it in. But no one in their right, none of these players, and they're all going to say the right things. Well, we respect her as a coach, and, she knows her basketball, and, she's a great person, and we're going to, no, they're not. No, they're not. And that team, to me, unless it's just overloaded with talent, is going to be a disaster. And as I was thinking about this, preparing for this segment, my greatest fear as a Laker fan in hiatus is when that LeBron guy leaves. I'm going to go back to my Laker fandom. That's what I do. I am just deathly afraid that Jeannie Buss is going to do the whole girl power thing so that she can become popular, and all the media that already gives her the softest treatment, they're going to call her a pioneer. They're going to call her a visionary. And I'm going to be like, oh, my God. Be honest, Jason. If you were a big-time max player free agent and you had various offers and you knew, hey, I could choose a winner here, wouldn't one of the deciding factors be, I want to play for a guy, not a girl? Be honest. Come on.
Steve, I'm going to take you a completely different direction. I think you've misread this. I don't think your finger is wet and in the air and figuring out which way the wind is blowing. I don't know how you have your Instagram feed rigged or whatever, but I disagree with you. I think there will be 30%, 40% of these players that would love to be coached by a woman. They've been so feminized, they've so bought into the matriarchal culture, talking primarily about the black players, have bought into this matriarchal culture. They'd love to be coached by a woman. They'd feel like they could more relatable, easier to manipulate, work with, whatever. And Steve, you gotta have your Instagram feed triggered the right way to get the stuff. Go look at these on Instagram. It doesn't take a lot of hunting, but there's a lot of female basketball coaches that have leaned into the fashion show element of their wardrobe while coaching during the side. Everybody's got their boots on, everybody's got their tightest stuff on, and they're taking pictures of themselves coaching and then posting them on their Instagram, and they look like Instagram models. And so if you think some of these players, I'm just keeping as sexually immoral as this society has come, and how there's just no rules and regulations to anything. There's no protocol. There's no standard of conduct. These players would love to be coached by some woman they find attractive who's down for the play. And I'm just sorry. Go look at the big three and how they rallied around. Is it Nancy Lieberman or whatever is one of their coaches? They rallied around her and how. And again, I'm not saying there's a lot of coaching going on in the Big Three, but no one has a problem with it. There's old fuddy-duddies like myself and you, but these athletes, they believe in the matriarchy. Their mother tells them what to do. Their sister tells them what to do. They don't have problems taking marching orders from women and actually like it because they have so much animus towards their tattered relationship with their father or non-existent relationship with their father. You know, I could see it happening. I could see, you know, go look at Dawn Staley and how she's putting on $7,000 jackets, leather jackets she's coaching in, and it's all a fashion show. Look at the NBA players and how they come dressed to work, to walk down the runway. This whole thing has been feminized to the point that a female coach, love it.
I still disagree. When it comes to athletics and it comes to a men's league, these guys want male leadership or traditional coaching. I have a hard time believing that, let's say a big man plays a little bit soft, doesn't grab a rebound or doesn't finish hard, and you're going to have some like 5'4" lesbian girl.
Steve, they don't want to be coached. They don't want to be coached.
You know
Are you watching the NBA? They're not really coaching. They're jacking up threes.
I agree, but okay.
They don't want to be coached. The coaching doesn't matter.
A lot of these guys.
It really does. These guys aren't practicing. They're not. They stay in physical shape. They're in good cardiovascular shape, but they're not running any real offenses out there. No one's working. None of the big men are working on low post moves or anything like that. Everybody's working on jacking up a three and iso ball. It doesn't require. It's no different than what I've said they've done to the NFL quarterback position. You don't call plays anymore as the quarterback. They tell you exactly what to do inside your helmet. The whole thing's been eased and dumbed down. That's why JB comes on this show every week, and that's why John Gruden in public conversations and private conversations talking about, man, this isn't even, the playbooks and everything has been shrunk to a point. This is high school football that they're passing off as NFL football.
Look, at the end of the day, they may think they want it until they get chewed out or screamed at, and they're going to be given the side eye. That's my view of it. And they're like, I'm just telling you, no man wants to be coached by a woman at that level of sports. It's the truth. It truly is. And no one wants to say it, and I'm going to get blasted here. I don't give a damn. Because I'm just telling you, if you actually, but look, could you imagine, you are right about that. The game is a little bit less masculine. Could you imagine asking a woman, hey, here's your team, Charles Oakley, Anthony Mason, and Larry Johnson. Good job, girl. Go get them. I'm sorry. This is not a movie. What was that movie where Whoopi Goldberg coached the Knicks?
Steve.
Okay, whatever that movie was. This is real life. It wouldn't work.
Steve, and I say this in all seriousness. These players and these female coaches in our lifetime, on their road trips, they'll be going to nail salons and beauty shops together as a team to go get their nails done and their hair did. You think these guys getting their hair colored and braided and twisted? I was looking at DK Metcalf last night with his green hair. Whatever. He would love to have some female coach go to the beauty salon with him and get his hair colored. These guys have got their hair all twisted up in Betty Rubble or Wilma Flintstone's hairstyles and all that other stuff. They'd love to do that together with their head coaches. Let's go to the beauty shop together and we can go over the game plan. They'd love it.
I don't get it, but going back to David Silver.
Adam.
Yeah, Adam. David Stern has to be rolling over in his grave. My God. Out of all the guys to get to replace maybe the greatest commissioner of any sport alongside Pete Rozelle, we get this guy. And I don't get this whole thing of why we need representation in certain things. You know what? Maybe it's a long time overdue for more female construction workers or coal miners or dig ditchers. Well, that's what Thomas Sowell always says. Well, wait a minute. If you want representation, that tough job where you have coal and explosions happening right in your face? Hey, you know what? Let's get some gender equity there. I will disagree with you. It may seem like a great deal. It may seem easier. It may seem like a softer touch. I just don't see it realistically working.
Atheists, the secular world, the culture uses our imperfection, our sins to shut up. You can't stand on truth. And if all it was imperfection, it eliminated us from standing on truth, this would be a very quiet place. I'm trying to be as loud as I can and as transparent as I can to try to inspire other men. We know you're imperfect. You know you're imperfect. God's grace and mercy gives you the right to stand on his truth and to speak that loudly into the culture, and we have to do it.
You can look around and say, these guys have taken over everything. They own the CDC, the NIH, they got the president. Is transgender surgery for children? Colleges today are nothing but leftist indoctrination centers working fully against the Bible. What's the alternative? So you're gonna stop fighting today and you're gonna let the government raise your kids? And you're gonna turn around and let them chop off your 12-year-old daughter's breasts and let them sterilize your son and tell him that he's a girl? And you're gonna let them make the Bible hate speech? You're the last line of defense here, because nobody else is gonna do it, and God's gonna walk with you. This is literally worth dying for. Absolutely. I'm telling you, so it's like everybody, it's a nice little metaphor. This is it. If there's a hill to die on, this is it.
The Overton window has been moved right in front of our children's bedroom. And there are all types of people that are trying to climb up in the ladder. And every good father should be on his post so that when they peek their head up over the windowsill, you kick the ladder back down, let them know you move on to the other house, because we're not playing that around here.
Sometimes just standing up, just saying, no, we're not going to do that. Not my marriage, not my kids, not my family, not my community, not my church, not my city. Just declaring that's victory enough. In prepping his disciples, he tells Peter, he's like, listen, Satan desires to sift you as wheat, but I've prayed for you. We're gonna face some ups and downs in life, and we're not gonna always get it together. But if we stay on the path, if we stay chasing after, running after Jesus, running after his way, he's even praying for us. Now, I like it when you pray for me, Jason and TJ. I appreciate that, but to have Jesus pray for me, that makes me feel pretty good. When you make it through this sifting process, go back and strengthen your brothers. So we all have a responsibility as men. Once he's delivered me through this, I have a responsibility to go back and bring some other folk out.
You do a roll call to just let people know you're not alone, be confident in your positions, and we're gonna inspire you. We're gonna eat, fellowship, listen to some music. It's gonna be the first of many roll calls that we do. So we're looking for soldiers. We're gonna put out our best recruiting pitches for soldiers.